For many Filipinos, mornings are incomplete without a hot cup of coffee to start the day. Unknown to many, the humble coffee bean has a history as rich as its aroma and flavor. The Philippines was once the fourth largest coffee producer in the world. Today, we import most of our supply. But all is not lost. The government and the private sector are coming together to restore the glory days of Philippine coffee and wake up a sleeping giant. From the lowlands of Batangas to the highlands of Benguet and Mindanao, the Philippines has the right blend of climate and geography to produce all four varieties of coffee. But ideal conditions aren't enough to encourage farmers to switch to coffee. With more profitable alternative crops like corn and vegetables, farmers need support and incentives to plant coffee again. Coffee is a staple beverage of Filipinos. We have it for breakfast. We drink another cup after a heavy lunch or dinner. And many now are having business meetings over a cup of coffee.
So the Filipinos are coffee lovers, that's for sure. We drink 21 million cups of coffee a day, translating it to per second about 250 cups.
The Philippines is among the top 5 coffee consumers in the world. Last year, we doubled our coffee intake within just 4 years. But farmers are unable to keep up with rapidly growing local demand. They are only able to produce 7% of overall consumption. Last year, we brought in over 6 million coffee bags. But this was not always the case. Once upon a time, in the 1880s, the Philippines was one of the top 5 coffee exporters worldwide.
We were part of the global production area. Bakit hindi na natin na-sustain yun? Our production is not increasing, but consumption is getting bigger because of the lifestyle, the kind of businesses that we have. Everyone goes to a coffee shop to do his work, whether you are a student or professional.
In 1889, the coffee industry was hit by coffee rust and an insect infestation that destroyed most of the country's healthy coffee trees.
Most of the farmers opted for fast source of income because ang coffee, 3 to 4 years bago ka mag-harvest. They planted other commodities like corn, other vegetables. They went into other cash crops. Mas mabilis yung fund na darating or pera na darating.
Farmers no longer made much profit in growing coffee. This made it difficult to encourage the younger generation to go into coffee farming.
Our coffee farmers, they're working on a product that is a big demand in the country. So the irony of it is, in spite of that big demand, in spite of the fact that the supply is way below what the country needs, our coffee farmers, most of them are still below poverty level. In general, most of our coffee farmers are in the age bracket of about 57. They have a family of 4 to 5. If they're not using optimal coffee practices, the income that they're getting at the moment, then it's maybe below poverty level. So that will discourage their children from taking up farming.
Ano ba talaga ang kailangan ng farmer? Kailangan nila ng pinakamalaki ay kapital. Kailangan nila ng makinarya. Kailangan nila ng modern technology. Siyempre, magagandang bini din. Kailangan talaga of quality ang ating i-produce para we can command a higher price. They will have a good yield if they follow the good agricultural practice.
The challenge now is to make the Philippines a self-sufficient coffee producer again.
The good thing about planting coffee in the Philippines is we are in the coffee belt, meaning the climatic conditions in the Philippines are very, very encouraging for planting coffee. And therefore, if we provide the farmer, especially our government, all the inputs that they need to have a good agri-venture, then the farmer will be encouraged to plant coffee again.
Filipinos are crazy for caffeine. But beyond the cup, are more than 2 years of preparation, harvesting, and drying. Robusta, Arabica, Liberica, and Excelsa. All these coffee varieties grow in different parts in the Philippines. 4 of the top coffee-producing regions are in Mindanao. Sorsogon tops the list. The region is rich in Robusta, the variety used for instant coffee.
Yung Robusta coffee, ang kanyang caffeine content ay medyo mataas versus other coffees. Medyo matibay siya sa sakit at peste.
It takes 27 months to produce coffee.
Sa pagtatanim ng kape, meron tayong tinatawag na 999 cycle. So, yung first 9 is sa nursery preparation. Meron tayong tinatawag na mother plant garden. Tapos yung mother plant garden na yon ay harvestan natin ng vertical cuttings. And then tutusok natin siya sa tinatawag namin na rooting chamber. And after 2 months, expect natin na dapat meron siyang roots at itatransfer natin siya sa polybag. So yung second na 9 months, yun na yung pag itinanim mo siya sa field. At the right condition, after 9 months, magpa-flower yan. Ikatatlong 9 months, yun na yung development ng flower into full bloom na coffee cherries. Galing dun sa pinhead, magiging bungo-sized cherries. Tapos magiging full-grown, mature na green cherries. And then yung pula na, yun na yung ready for picking. So nung na-harvest na, ilalagay mo siya sa isang container na may tubig, tawag namin is flotation. So yung magpo-float, yun yung may insect damage. Yung magsisink, yun yung good quality.
The next step is drying. Coffee cherries are kept in an all-weather dryer for a week or 2. A simple method to know if cherries are dry enough is by shaking them. If there's a rattling sound, they're ready for dehulling. Teaching optimal farming practices to coffee growers are essential to boost the country's coffee industry. Food and beverage company Nestle does this to farmers around the country.
So one of our biggest creating shared value initiatives is the Nescafe Plan. So it becomes shared value because it's beneficial to both Nestle because it also provides us a source for local coffee beans, but at the same time provides benefits for farmers.
It is our way of supporting the Philippine coffee industry by providing farmers the good plants that is pest resistant, high yielding, and also is able to withstand the climate changes. The second one is sustained technical assistance, meaning that if you provide a good plant to the farmer, it is very important that you teach him how to do that plant from plantlet to harvest time.
Under the Nescafe Plan, farmers not only get training and good planting materials, they also have a ready buyer for their produce.
The farmer has to feel that the ready market is there at his doorstep come harvest time because he has to make sure that the money or the profit that comes from his endeavor comes very quickly to him and it's within reach.
Farmers bring their green coffee beans to buying stations. Nestle tests the beans for moisture, triage, and taste. Coffee beans are graded from 1 to 3, with 1 getting the highest price. And of course, there's the taste. The coffee must have that perfect blend of aroma and acidity.
Yeah, we've distributed approximately 12 million plantlets all over the country. Majority of these plantlets ay distributed sa ating Department of Agriculture program tsaka sa ating Philippine Coconut Authority, sa ating Department of Natural Resources at mga smallholder farmers na patuloy na tumatangkilik sa ating mga plantlets. Every year, meron tayong tinitrain na farmers, no? Around 7,000 farmers per year. So ang average yield po ng ating farmers ay 300 kilos per hectare per year. Now, dun sa ating coverage ng Nescafe Plan ay umabot na tayong 500 to 600. So halos nadodoble na natin. Ang pinaka-importanting parte ng upstream value chain is yung ating farmers. So kaya kailangan natin silang i-train, kailangan natin i-share yung ating nalalaman, and at the same time, ma-inculcate sa kanilang mindset, no? Nang ang farming, coffee farming is not just farming, but it's a business in itself.
Making coffee farming profitable will attract more growers. Helping farmers improve their skills and have access to necessary materials, as well as opportunities, is crucial to reviving the country's coffee industry. The average coffee farmer is in his 50s. Getting the younger generation interested in farming, generating support from local businesses, and improving technology are key in ensuring the sustainability of the coffee industry. Strengthening the coffee industry begins with empowered people at the grassroots level, the farmers. This is why industry players continue their efforts to ensure that coffee farming remains sustainable.
To be able to be believable to the farmers and to be able to educate them with more conviction, we should have our own project and see what's the maximum that we can get if we do the right things in that farm. So this project Bangon is just that. How to maximize a 1-hectare coffee farm for a farmer by maximizing the number of coffee trees in a hectare, by intercropping, by introducing cash crops where the turnover of these crops are fast, by introducing livestock to help the farmer increase their income, and putting up vermiculture as a way of using up the animal wastes and organic waste of the plants to turn them into a fertilizer that they can use in their coffee farm.
Sustaining coffee farming means making sure the skills, best practices, and passion for the work are passed on to the next generation. That's why support for the effort from local governments, private organizations, and young people themselves is important.
Ang silang ay isa pa ring agrikultural na bayan at ang ikalawa sa aming pangunahing produkto ay ang kape. Ang unang pangunahing produkto ay pinya at ang sumunod ay kape. The challenge in our municipality, as in the rest of the country, is how we can engage the youth not just in coffee farming but in agriculture in general. Tayo ay nakapagtayo ng isang agricultural high school upang mahikayat ang mga bata na nasa murang gulang pa lamang na pumasok sa agrikultura. Nagbibigay rin tayo ng scholarship grant sa mga kabataan na ang kurso ay may kinalalaman sa agrikultura katulad ng BS Agriculture, BS Veterinary Medicine at BS Horticulture.
Our cooperative is Tala Orani Multipurpose Cooperative. We got trainings on the nursery operations. We have mother plant gardens. We're using new technologies. We're using the high-yielding Robustas that we got from Nestle Davao. The start of coffee production is starting with the good planting material. So providing the good planting material would mean we're assuring the farmers that we are providing them good yield at the end.
While the success of our coffee growers can be measured by the quantity of their production, support from the industry by serving homegrown coffee also plays an important role.
At the very start, I really just served Philippine coffee because I was exposed to it and I just enjoyed Philippine coffee. The taste is good, the quality is good. Maybe years after, we're trying to find out the reason of doing business and the reason of our being. It became a conscious effort to say, we have to support Philippine coffee. I work with social entrepreneurs and we source Philippine coffee from different parts of the Philippines. Particularly in the northern Luzon, we have Benguet and we have in Sagada. We do this because we want our coffee to be traceable. You know, if you go to one of our stores, you would know that this coffee comes from Atok or from Ampucao.
With strong commitment from industry players, restoring the glory days of Philippine coffee is not impossible to happen.
I'm very happy that a lot of individual coffee shop owners have also started promoting Philippine coffee. So I really encourage those people opening up coffee shops to tap on the supply of Philippine coffee. So the more stores we open, the more impact we create to the Philippine coffee industry.
A coffee farmer for more than 30 years, Teodoro de la Cruz doubled his yield through the initiative of the private sector. Better lives for coffee farmers. That's the ultimate goal of Nestle with its coffee farming initiative.
The Nescafe Plan, with its 3 elements, which are good quality planting materials, training and technical assistance, and Nestle satellite buying stations, we are ensured that they have a successful agri-business venture. through a co-financing agreement with DEG, which is a German financial institution. I have personally witnessed a small coffee growing community in Tagbina, Surigao del Sur, grow and improve their quality and quantity of coffee production and have a sustained livelihood. They were able to earn already more than $1 million, and this is a first for them, and finally distribute dividends to their members.
The Nescafe Plan is transforming the lives of coffee growers from all over the country. One of them is Teodoro de la Cruz from Cavite City. He has been in the business for over 3 decades.
Napunta ako sa pagsasaka ng kape kasi talagang kinahiligan ko ito. Yung aking lolo, kasama na ako sa paglilinis ng kapihan, pag-aayos ng kapihan. Ako ay commerce graduate. Kahit na ako ay nagtapos ng pag-aaral, minubuti ko pa rin bumalik dito sa pagkakape dahil alam ko na malaki yung kikitain ko dito kumpara sa aking pagtatrabaho sa Maynila. Pagtatanim noon, yung mga puno ng kape, basta na lang tinatanim, wala sa direksyon. At saka noon, ang kape, madaling mamatay dahil mababaw yung pagkakatanim. Yung sa ngayon, talagang nalalaan mo yung tamang proseso ng pag-aalaga ng kape. Ang Nestle kasi nagtayo dito ng 4C. Ang ibig sabihin ng 4C is Common Code for the Coffee Community. At sila nagbigay din sa amin ng mga seminar kung paano ang tamang pag-aalaga sa kapihan. Sila ay nagbibigay din ng fertilizer at sila rin nagbibigay sa amin ng tamang presyo kasi monitor nila yung presyo. Kung ano yung presyo sa world market, yun na yun. Kung wala sila, ay siguro yung pagkakapehan namin ay mawawala na rin ng importansya kasi nga, syempre hindi namin alam yung presyo na talagang angkop roon. May maganda pong mga naging bunga yung aking pagsikap. Yung mga anak ko, napag-aaral ko lahat, batay sa aking inaaning kape. Lupa namin, nadagdagan ng kaunti. Naging maligaya yung aming pamilya. Yung mga taga-Nestle, nung sila'y pumasok, nabuhayan kami ng loob. Natutuwa nga kami at sila'y nakakatulong.
Various stakeholders gathered to brew ideas to make Philippine coffee hot again. Waking up the country's once booming coffee industry is both challenging and exciting. There's a new dawn of opportunities, especially since the Philippines is producing quality yields now more than ever. In the recent Philippine Coffee Conference, experts awarded the best coffee samples from different regions of the country.
In 2016, Coffee Conference, madami pong nakakuha ng 80 grade. 80% is considered a premium quality coffee. This time, sa 2018 Coffee Conference, from 80, madami na pong naging 84. 84% and above is really very high premium coffee na. What does that mean to the farmers? Pag mataas ang grade, they can command a higher price for their coffee.
Every time we had a cupping session, it really gets a very good positive feedback. And for people to find out, oh, sarap pala ng Philippine coffee, there's still a lot of people who don't know much about how good the Philippine coffee is. It's a really good coffee that we can be proud of.
Kailangan po for all the Filipinos, kung tayo iinom ng kape, may Philippine coffee ba yan? Kailangan meron tayong patriotic drive, no? Para talaga to encourage the demand for Philippine coffee. Ang ganda ang presyo, and then mas maraming may hikayat na magtanim ng kape.
The future of Philippine coffee looks bright, with different stakeholders playing a role in further expanding the industry.
The partnership of the private sector and the government are more evident now because of the birth of the first ever Philippine Coffee Roadmap. The roadmap will chart the progress of the coffee industry in the next 5 years.
Ang sufficiency level natin as of 2017 is only 47%. Now, by 2022, from 47%, we should be up by 160%. Ang gusto kasi natin sa roadmap, maski self-sufficiency lang, para wala na tayong ini-import.
Kailangan mas marami yung ating maha-harvest. We found a solution. Let's intensify our rehabilitation of the old trees or the existing one, and we need to have a seed garden.
The post-harvest practices, yun po yung pumapasok ang Department of Trade and Industry. We provide yung shared service facilities like the pulper, the huller, the roaster, grinder to improve the quality of the processed beans. We want the farmers to share whatever bigger value adding is there. Bigger income for our farmers, of course. And that would also encourage more people to engage into the business. Increase natin yung volume para naman lalaki ang ating coffee shop business, processing business, because it's only in doing that that we can also employ more people, more Filipinos.
The government also directed the formation of the first ever Philippine Coffee Council, which will oversee the implementation of the first Philippine Coffee Roadmap.
Siya yung biggest organization of the coffee sector. That would be all the farmers, processors are part of it. We have regional councils in all the regions. So the big government agencies like DA, DTI, DAR, DNR, they are all there to converge their efforts towards complementation of programs.
The benefits of the farmer in having this coffee venture is prime in all our considerations. The more that we're able to work together, the private sector and the government, the better for the industry.
There's a promising future ahead. With stakeholders joining forces, hope is renewed for the local coffee industry, with farmers having better lives and Filipinos enjoying a cup of coffee that's proudly made in the Philippines. The local coffee industry is ripe for a revival. With a combined effort of the farmers, traders, businesses, and the government, Philippine coffee is on the road back to our table to perk up the day.